the camera rolling. Hello, camera number 2. And if you will just bear with me a second, I'm going to come back into view. I keep looking up there, I've changed the camera's around, no viewfinder. So I'm going wide angle up there, narrow angle there. I'll ask you both to forgive me. What's that creaking? For the lack of eye contact here. Right, just check the sound levels because they amplify. Can you hear that? I'm being heckled by my own amplifier here. So my name is Paul Murphy, and greetings and welcome to... Stop it. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Artistic temperament. Just checking I'm standing in the right place. I need to stand in a certain position so that my beautiful children are either side of me. Okay, this is something I don't really generally, even genuinely do. But due to my disability, I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever be able to play this song. This is a new song that I wrote today. But the disease is spreading so fast now. No way to hide it in any way, shape or form. And it's 9 pages long. So I don't know if I would love to record it, but it would need to be overdubbed, and I got no means of doing that. Well, I do, but I don't have the ability to. I'm fidgeting around here, am I not? I don't have the means to, the finger ability to be able to work all the switches and everything. So, I started this, I think about, I started, must have been about 8 o'clock this morning maybe. I had a workman coming today and put some stair rails in so I could maybe get upstairs and actually sleep in bed one last time. A nice guy. I did say to him, I said, just you spend a lot of time here. I mean, my landlord put it in, you know. I said, but you do know I'm terminally ill, and I'm not going to last more than a couple more weeks. No, I didn't know that, he said, with a look on his face that kind of said, if I'd known that, I'd have done a bad job. But he did a wonderful job, but I'm sure he wouldn't have done that in any case. Wonderful. I've now laughed my eyes up, and that's not a sensible thing to do, because one of the other joys of this disease is the tear ducts don't work. Let's put some glasses on and cover up, shall we? Even though I'm standing right in front of one day. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to recite it so that it will exist. I have the tune in my head because as ever when I write a song, the music comes to me at the same time. That is not any help at all. Because my face has shrunk so much from the disease, the glasses no longer fit, so they wobble around. So, I'm sure you want to know all this, yeah? Okay. Anyone hear that famous Bob Dylan bootleg? Where he does Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie? I should call this Last Thoughts on Paul Murphy, really. I didn't think about that. It took me forever to think of the title. So it's kind of like that, you know. I sat down to write a few words. The next thing I know, I had 20 pages. The bootleg version is better because the official release cuts off the introduction anyway. Yeah, I started writing this about 8 o'clock because I couldn't do anything because the guy was coming. And he came 3 lines before the end, actually. I finished it. It just came out all in one go and my fingers seized up. This is the first time I've read it back since then. This is called... This is called... Jeez, man. This is called When the Angels Take Revenge. I watch you lurking in the shadows, hurling hate at everyone who passed, blaming friends and strangers for your downfall, denying that it's you in the looking glass. You started a stampede in the stable and bartered flesh that was not yours to sell. You better start repenting while you're able. The hordes upon your border won't be repelled. The rumours started at your first baptism and have been 3 steps ahead of you ever since. Whoever rolled snake eyes took you home with them. You pleaded self-defence, but none were convinced. I saw you lying in the sympathy cellar, a symphony of excuses playing on your tongue. I was forewarned by your fortune teller, but no one told me the countdown had begun. You looked far away when I first viewed you. Perspective can be deceitful in that way. You claimed everyone you trusted had abused you. The strangest opening line I heard anybody say. Since that day the hours have turned to seconds. Of all you stole, the future hurts the most. When it's you for whom the cloaked hand beckons, remember me and you'll see tomorrow's ghost. A child told me truth can be deceptive. His tears indicated how that had been learnt. You decried him, but your memory is selective. I know what you are and who you weren't. Escaping prison does not lead to freedom. You can't outrun yourself, try though you might. You offered me your lips, but I don't need them. Satan oft-times sends his messengers dressed in white. Ambiguity is your opening gambit, while your kisses keep a marked card up their sleeve. Every time you failed, you claim someone planned it. Lies are always easier to believe. The story has brought many tears a-tumbling. I don't foresee a clear sky anytime soon. Be careful where you stand, the walls are crumbling. Some jaws will drop when they look inside your room. You wear a wedding ring on every finger. That must mean 10 widows have been robbed. Watching you leave is the only fond memory that lingers. The one that haunts me is the children's sobs. Some nights I can almost forgive you, recalling all you had to do to survive. But what you do today makes me want to outlive you. I'm hoping that that morning will arrive. I wish I could breathe in some fresh air. Down here it is putrid, damp and dank. It would be nice to know somebody did care. If I never meet them, I know who to thank. It's a myth you find comfort in closure, but still I'd like to taste it just the same. I know who would revel in the exposure. That's why you'll never hear me speak her name. You turned up unannounced at the preacher's funeral, claiming to be his only next of kin. Your brother told me you love creating turmoil. They cast you out, but you always claw your way back in. Who doesn't shudder knowing you're approaching? Your voice is like the echo of a crypt. Is there no plague your presence won't bring? Is there no pain you don't love to inflict? You plunder the souls of the innocent, humming hymns as you cast them to the void. The threat of hell was never a deterrent. You keep its servants gainfully employed. The foreman of the jury came in weeping. You were exonerated for crimes you did commit. You took the lambs away while they were sleeping, a deed to this day you refuse to admit. I can't remember when it was not raining. Claustrophobia keeps tightening its grip. 9 commandments down and 1 remaining. This ain't the time to make a careless slip. My mistake was looking for a motive. People of your ilk just like to cause pain. How long before the sleeping of centuries of justice notice how many more dreams must die in vain? Was it you I glimpsed through the bordello window, a dashing young fellow begging you for a dance? I cried, can't you hear that ominous wind blow? Get out of there now while you've got the chance. 3 days later they fished him from the river, lipstick on his neck and an empty purse. There's something in the night you will always deliver. Orphaned babes and an engine running hearse. If only once more I could stand unaided, or walk towards the flame neath a blue moon. I'm one of many you've left feeling degraded, bereft of hope and all our strength consumed. I see the carpenter awaiting, sighing, looks like it's that time again. I keep telling you it's pointless to go on hating. The dead don't care if they're wearing lace or chains. Fate won't wait to fit your agenda, but your venom consumes your ability to see. You built a ghost town from a city of splendor. I pity you. You're your own worst enemy. Your affections are always up for auction, but these nights only low bids are coming in. Caveat emptor and proceed with caution. Some things are not advantageous to win. I declined when you passed me your goblet. Finest wines still make fools of the wisest man. No sooner was the temple built than you robbed it. I don't think your suitor will post bail for you again. You rode your luck till it died beneath you. Now the mayor of nowhere is calling for your vote. Once there was nothing I would not bequeath you. Today it's all I can do, not to gloat. Back then I sat enraptured by you speaking. That was before I learned your words had claws. I don't know what it is that you are seeking, but there's got to be a better way to get applause. I once walked 1,000 miles barefoot to free you from a web of depravity. These days, I don't even dare put a picture of you anywhere that I can see. If you could turn the clock back, would you want to? You might make errors that cut twice as deep. When love's out of reach, it sits and taunts you. How many days like that would you want to keep? You're always claiming everyone mistreats you, but the undertaker is your best friend. The Stygian odour of despair completes you. It's the sustenance on which you depend. In the condemned cell, they await your pleasure. Anticipation in their obscene panting. Those before them bear scars beyond measure. They were taken away blindfold, tied and ranting. You only know too late when time deserts you. It's a one-way journey, destination unknown. For the sake of those I love, I pray someone usurps you. Your despotic regime needs to be overthrown. I looked up and saw the sun was missing. I wondered who but you would be involved. In the mortuary, the dead are reminiscing on how your sins will never be absolved. Name me one empire that has not fallen. Your time will come. In fact, it's been and gone. Can you hear those you defiled calling? They're the first faces you will gaze upon. Goodness me. Okay, so that's When the Angels Take Revenge. I didn't know what I was going to do. That was a line. I was going to call it Tomorrow's Ghost, but then that title came to me. I had several alternate titles, like A Scar Across an Angel's Face. Can you hear that creaking? It threw me out a couple of times. The light there is warming up, and it's just throwing me off a cliff, I think. So I've been Paul Murphy, and that may be the one and only time you'll ever get to hear The Angels Take Revenge. I may type the words. Oh, I just realised I had the microphone obliterated my son there. Anyway, so who knows? We might get to put music to it. If not, I know what it sounds like. I've been Paul Murphy, Dylan and Emily, wherever you're to in the world, Daddy loves you with all his heart and soul. It is, Emily, your birthday was 1 month and 14 days ago, because it's Tuesday. And Dylan, your 12th birthday is 4 months away, bar 5 days.